the day after you left wafer scale integration,
Yes.
after they'd said it's okay to go with your idea,
Yes.
you started SunDisk.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's some couple early logos of SunDisk. And of course, we notice mass storage system. So the idea of data storage was very much in the mind of SunDisk from day one.
So really, the idea, before you get to that,
Sure.
the idea was that 15-pound luggable computers would one day weigh under 1 pound and would fit into your pocket. And you couldn't fit a disk drive into that. In those days, when we started the company, the disk drives were at 5 megabyte capacity. And people say, why do you need more than 5 megabyte? But they were, 3.5 inch, 5 megabyte. I said, I want, now, 1988, flash had already been discovered. Intel was already 3 years into development of epochs and actually were about ready to launch their first 1 megabit epoch flash. But it was basically an EEPROM replacement code store. It was very good at that, very fast XIP access and so on. But I said no. I want mobile storage, portable storage for mobile devices, and it has to be flash memory. It can be a disk drive, but it has to be data flash, not code flash, which means how do I get to 1 million cycles? And the most important thing about getting to 1 million cycles from 10,000 cycles was to reduce the stress on that tunnel oxide. And that's because, again, from my 1976 work, it was very clear that if you overstress the film, that's when you start creating torn bonds and silicon-oxygen bonds. So if you, at the end of life, you need, let's say, 20 volts to get tunneling current through, because you're compensating for all the trap charge, 20 volts. Initially, you may only need 13 volts. But everybody with eTalks was applying 20 volts. From the beginning, the first cycle is 20 volts. I said, no, that's why your endurance is down to 1,000 to 10,000. So the first thing was to have stepped voltages for program and arrays, and monitor what was the last voltage that you used, and not apply anything higher than that until you need to, because you've trapped charge. When we did that, when we went from fixed programming voltage to step programming, we went right away from 10,000 to 1 million cycles. And the entire distribution shifted, which was very clear to me. But it was still a normal distribution. But step programming and step erasing, which means reduce, don't stress the shit out of this oxide. Give it. Sorry.